got that? You got it?
I got it.
Hell yeah. Hey, that's gonna be the first thing you see. Hell yeah.
He's safe.
Safe.
That's my dog. So what's up, y'all? My name's Noel. Some people call me Gupp. I'm gonna leave all the other names in the wind. But shit. Right now, you know, I'm trying to get back, you know. I done been up here. I done been down there. Right now I'm like, you know what I'm saying? But shit, I know who the fuck I am. So that's the bottom line. Like, if you ever want to go somewhere, you got to know who you are. How you gonna present yourself otherwise, you know? So I'm a project baby. I was born in Torrance on 87, UCLA Medical Center. Went to South LA right after that. Lived with moms, step pops. I never met my real pops. Oh yeah, Pedro Muñiz. I don't know who the fuck you are, but Dona. Anyway, yeah. Well, this is the product. I'm 33 years old, born in 1987, as you can see back there. 1987, a little ashy because I just took a little, you know,
a little spill.
It happens. The only thing that matters is what you do when you get up, you know? And I decided, fuck it, let's film this. Let's do it. And this is where we at. But talking about highs and lows, my highest high, shit, I think when I was at my highest, everything was working out. Relationships were good. I had money in my pocket, had car, job, everything. Little under the table stuff that, you know, people ain't supposed to talk about, but been there, done that. So ain't nothing much that's new. Go ahead.
Acting, you left out. You starting the movie.
Oh,
and
all
shit.
right. Acting.
How you stumble onto that, bro? Like, tell me how that came about, bro. Just
Kill Capone?
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's the name of the movie. It was called Kill Capone. It was by Rico Aiello, Andy Rodriguez, good friend of mine. Shout out Andy Rodriguez. Check his films out. You know, he doing his thing. He got some worldwide releases out there. I happen to work with Richard Cabral, man. Good guy. Noel Gupp, you know, and how that happened about was my homeboy Rusty, who came out in What's Up Rockers with the other homie Louie.
Shout out to them.
Yeah, you know, all people from the block, 110 McKinley, and shit.
What's up
with it, you know? Yeah, can't leave that out. You know, we from the towers, you know. That's what it is. WLCAC, the center. You know, 108 Department of Public Social Services. You know how we got our EBT, but it was food stamps back then. You know, shit. I remember taking booklets of them brown dollars. You know, trading them for fucking Neo. I'm taking it back. And stuff. But anyway, back to the subject. So I'm over there kicking it, drinking on the 40, and I just happened to have a car, and the homie needed a ride. He ride. Like, hey, what's up? He's like, what's up, Noel? Usually, you know, I don't go by nicknames very often. I keep it 100, nigga. My name's Noel. So shit. He's like, yeah, I got this little casting to go to. You think you could give me a ride? I'm like, yeah, cool. I'm like, what's up though, man? Like, you know, I mean, that's my boy. I know he smokes bud, hella bud, you know. So I was like, what's good with it, Russ? He was like, shit, man, just give me a ride and shit. You might be able to come out in the background. I'm like, hell yeah, let's do this, bro. So, you know, we jump in the whip. What kind of car did I have? I don't even remember, bro, to be honest. I had some sort of a fuck. I've had millions of cars. But, so we go up there and I'm like, hey, man, you look a little too sober to be going to this casting. What's up? You need anything? He was like, yeah, man, shit, let's go get a 40. I'm like, all right, let's go get that damn 40 then. So I got myself a 40. Well, I wasn't drinking and driving, though. No, not me. I could never. But, so we get up there, we get to this casting, and we pull up to Strata Wheels. And, Strata Wheels was owned by Rico, which is he's a producer. He's a movie producer, and we ended up going into his rim shop for the casting. I run into Rolo Molina, Lobo Sebastian, Noel Guglielmi, who I changed his oil before when I used to work at Jiffy Lube. And yeah, so they like, hey man, how the hell you end up here? So I'm telling everybody, yeah man, my boy Rusty, woo woo, yeah, all that. So he goes, he's doing his little casting thing. He comes out. The producers didn't seem to, you know, they're like, hey man, tell your boy to come check it out. Cause I'm over there, I'm already kind of crunk with the 40 and shit. I'm over there like, what's up? You know, I'm over there chopping it up with the top dog actors and shit. And I'm from the street, like, you know, like who the fuck? I'm just a little boy, like, you know, and compared to all these men in this industry. And so I get a script. I'm pretty good at reading, and so I memorize it, put it in my back pocket. I go in there, I act. Next thing you know, Rolo, which I talked to the other day actually, so I get casted with him. After my first script, they're like, all right, pick up another one. Then we gonna improv. So we started improvising. We did one with no script. And matter of fact, I think it went a little something like. So I walk in the room, boom, boom. Rolo comes up. Rolo's telling me, hey man, you know that hyena that you were with last night? I'm like, bruh, I was with a couple of bitches last night straight up. I don't even know who you talking about. You know? But so he was like, oh yeah, well check it out, Don. You know, he's telling, you know, he's in character. He's like, check it out, bro. Like that was my hyena. That was my ruca. I'm like, damn, bro. Like, my bad, man. I mean, I'm sorry to tell you, but shit, you just weren't handling your motherfucking business in the house, homeboy. That's why she come and get at me, nigga. That's, bro, what the fuck you want me to do? What's good with it, though? What's up? What you telling me this for? And then, so, boom, there you go. Like, oh, but when I walked into the room, Alfredo, which is the director of the movie, I went in trying to say hello to him. So, I mean, I'm skipping parts, you know, bouncing back and forth. But so I'm trying to say hello to him. He's sitting in the casting, in the director's chair, like, all right, let me see what you got. So right after our little improv scene, he goes from this to, hey man, I don't know who you're gonna be, but you got a spot in my movie. I don't know what character you're gonna be, but you got a spot. I'm like, all right, cool. And I just took it as, you know, like whatever, like I didn't know, like I don't know.
It's spur of the moment, just audition without even.
That shit just happened.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, I'm eating mariscos after a baseball game, Sunday League. Shout out to Azteca League over there, you know, Athens Park, all that, you know, shit. Prairie, Manhattan, Victoria Park, all that. We've been all over LA playing ball.
Oh, sorry. Yes.
Maybe. But I strike a motherfucker out. I got multiple Ks and you can't throw a fastball past me. So I tell you what.
I was just fucking with you.
But so that's the situation, you know. And that's how I got in pretty much from there into the movies. And I actually did get a couple of other requests to get on The View, but at some point my messages weren't reaching me actually. But I even spoke with I don't know if you guys know of Monica Tapia, Mari Salinas. It's just a bunch of Latino family that's in the industry right now that are really doing it. And shout out to Richard Cabral. He's up there. He's doing this thing. But I mean, through association, I ended up just coming out in that movie, which we got about, for an independent movie, we got about 80,000 views, something like that.
That's dope, bro. That's something to be proud of, bro. I'm proud of you for that shit, man. Like,
You're looking out,
because I know you come from, you know.
Yeah.
And I mean, I know you personally, right? So I know you got a cold story, bro. So like, can you touch on that? Like, I mean, as much as you know.
Yeah, well, shit. Well, I'm the second of 4 kids. My oldest brother, Tony, he ended up getting a mental disability that he's dealing with to this day. Mom's same situation, schizophrenic. Me, I mean, I'm kind of a nut, but like, you kind of got to break that out of me. I'm more of a, like, a crazy nut, you know, like, like, I don't know, it ain't just a nut, you know. Some people joke around, like, they call me the chestnut, but that's because I'm in their mouth. I didn't mean
bars. And you rap too, right?
Oh, I do a little bit of that. I mean, honestly, to me, like, I don't rap, bro. Like, I free write. Like, I just put my thoughts on paper and I try to match it with the beat.
Yeah.
It ain't like if I'm out there trying to compete against 2 Chainz, T.I. or nothing like that, but I guarantee you one of them took my concept. Matter of fact, I know some of these motherfuckers that took my concept and made that shit a reality. And that's motherfucker getting paid. But come on, that. It's all good.
Hey, before we go, like, touch on the union carpenter.
I'm a carpenter. I'm currently a carpenter. Hence the boots. Shit. Matter of fact. Yeah, well, I got scarred from being a carpenter too. Like, you know, I'm a construction worker. I could build you a house from the ground up. I could design a hell of a ceiling, but I'd rather just go off the blueprint. You know?
Yeah.
Get an architect's input on it. I'm no architect. I'm a mechanic. I could put things together.
Yeah. But what union do you?
I'm a local 213 carpenters, and formerly as a carpenter for 1506 out of Santa Monica. Things change up. Now we in Monterey Park. But yeah.
Hey, bro. So, like, you came from, you know, real humble beginnings, bro. How do you, me knowing you, how positive of a, like, vibe you carry, like, you insist on enjoying life, you know what I'm saying? You got good energy
off top.
How do you, bro, like,
you know what, it starts off as a coping mechanism and then it becomes a way of life. Like, it's just, you can't just be somebody who you can pretend to be and then just pretend to be that person for the rest of your life. It's like, you are who you are and that's who you're gonna be.
Yeah.
You might switch some things up in between, but that just goes to alter your ultimate product, which is yourself. I sell myself as an individual who is just genuine, unique, and there's no lies coming out my mouth when I speak to you, and you can see that because when I speak, I'm gonna talk to you, and when we talk, you're gonna look at my eyeball. If you ain't looking at my eyeball, then I'm smelling deception. And to me, coming from where I'm coming from and being through the shit that I've been through, I done been through robberies, shootings, stabbings, beatings, jumpings, hoods, all that bullshit. But I ain't no gangbanger. I don't gangbang. I'm just, you know, I'm well informed, and most of the people out in the streets, so are they. Except you can't underestimate nobody. So what I think is, to keep a positive vibe, you just got to put yourself in somebody else's shoes. Like, let's say I see you walking down the street and you sweating, you thirsty, you looking like a dog with your tongue out your mouth. I ain't gonna judge you because you can't afford a water bottle, bro. I'm gonna do everything in my motherfucking power to get you that water bottle and give you a little bit of my 2 cents. Like, hey man, you ain't gotta be out here without a water bottle. Shit, there's a stream down there. I'll show you how to get it. All you gotta do is put the effort to go retrieve it. shit, I was raised by my grandma because my
Same.
mom got sick.
Same here. Yeah.
So my mom got sick. She even came out of the news years ago trying to jump out of Martin Luther King Hospital. But she made it past that. Now I just visited her the other day, and she's doing way better. I could even hold a conversation with her now. That's something that I couldn't do as a child, you know. And that right there just brings so much pleasure, so much joy into an individual who ain't never had somebody to call a parent, you know. Like, I never did have two set parents. I never met my dad. My stepdad wasn't the greatest, but he was there. So I appreciate him for that. As an adult, I know what he had to go through to even keep food on the table. He did whatever he could, and that's that. My two little brothers, they doing their thing. I got another little brother. He's in the Carpenters Union as well. He's a journeyman. He's doing way better than me. And I appreciate and applaud that. Because as an older brother, and for them to have seen what I've been through, I feel like that was a motivation for them to never to get to that position to where they need help to get back up. So
the struggle taught you to be grateful, you know, like to appreciate little,
to appreciate everything, to appreciate that motherfucking bottle of plastic right there. If I could pick it up and I see somebody with a bag or something, there you go. That's something that he didn't have to break his back for, but it isn't because he wasn't gonna put in that effort. It's just that's coming from me. That's just something that I want to get to the point a little bit more of a facility. Like, I don't know how else to put it. Shit.
Makes sense. Any like words of encouragement or any advice that you would want to give somebody watching? You know what I'm saying? Like any last words or something you want to leave the viewer with?
Yeah, like you could come back from anything, man. Anything. All you gotta do is really, really believe and try. You set up a game plan or fuck it, freestyle it. Come back up. But just make sure that those mistakes that you made in the past that help you get to the bottom, you don't commit those anymore. Because if it's one thing that's proven is if you want a different result, then you gotta go by different means to acquire that, you know? Otherwise, you're going to get the same result for the same effort. And if you failed before, you put in the exact same effort, you're going to fall again. I done been to Texas, New York, Maryland, Minneapolis, Minnesota. I've been across the U.S. But I done never came back as a rich man. And rich man was never who I wanted to come back as. Knowledge is power, and that's what'll get me to where I got to get to. Learn some shit. What else?
Word. You want to say any shout outs or anything like that?
Yeah, shit. Shout out to my grandma, man. She done raised 10 kids of her own just to step in for my mom's when she got sick and started dealing with 2 other kids that were grown. Now she had to put meals on the table with an income that was meant only for her. And for her to make that happen, that just makes you humble yourself, man. Humble beginnings. Humbleness. What else can I say?
That's love, bro. You gotta commend that. You know what I mean? Cause you gotta be a selfless like a selfless person to, you know, not care about yourself, but provide for everybody else.
Yeah.
Not expect nothing in return.
Not expect anything in return. She done brought us up, and with her income. And when we started working, she didn't tell us, hey, you got to pay me rent, you got to do this, oh, you grown, you got to do this, go up. Nah.
That's that unconditional love.
Yeah, what she wanted for us was to reach our goals.
Yeah.
And that's what I want for everybody else to look at this world as. Like, don't look at it as what you can do for the world, but what can you do for the next person that'll mean the world to them.